I don't own the rights to this music. I own the rights to this message. Delegate Stephanie Smith and your husband, the one that works for Johns Hopkins University, it's the haves versus the have-nots. And y'all don't care about us. You feel me? The haves versus the have-nots. I'm an independent filmmaker. I'm the founding member of the Baltimore Block. And I was making a documentary about Baltimore and their politics. Racism don't work without black cooperation. Racism don't work without black cooperation. I gave Delegate Smith this. I gave members of the 45th District this information. And I gave Commissioner Harris this. Black lives don't matter, black money do. That's a movie release, a shorty documentary. And I'm showing the Baltimore Sun, Brent Jones, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, Fox 45, and World News Tonight. Charles Gibson. It's a shorty story about Baltimore. That's Brooke Learman. I need an audit. I need a federal and a state audit. I'm out $250 million intellectual property theft. That's Dwayne G. Davis. All right, Shorty's Underground, established in 1998. I've been in business since 1997. All right, I own me. I own parts of me, and nobody can sign my checks. That's income tax evasion and fraud. That's Miss Gion. I'm a whistleblower in the courts, and this is going to Judge BEDAR for the dissent decree. Judge BEDAR in the dissent decree. A whistleblower application exposing racism and corruption in the courts, the prison industry. The state of Maryland refuses to return my truck, my camera, videos, DVDs, and a diary from 1986, and the daily logs from 2006 to 2010. Director of the ACLU, Washington, D.C. told me what to do. So did Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. Shorty's voice. I put it all on film. That's Senator Ben Cardin. Ben Cardin's got this. These are your elected officials. D.D. Shortman at AOL.com. You see that? These are your elected officials. The Maryland Black Caucus. Senator Cardin. Jerome Stevens. All right? Shellenberger should have did this in September 2008. A federal and state violations by Bank of America, SunTrust Bank. All right? James Hammond. Jake Davis, Brother Insurance. All right? They should have did this. This was filed in 2008. False papers with the court. Right here, 2008. To whom it may concern. You can't change a lease without my permission. You can't change a lease without evicting me. And I was never evicted. They took over my store and was making money out my store, and I'm still making money out my store till this day, from 2008 till 2023. That's RICO Act. And they did it right in your face with the permission of the state. You got this, all right? Like I said, I was making a movie about you. Black lives don't matter. Black money do. That's the Supreme Court of the United States. 1190 Falls Road. Like I said, that's my store. That's my property. And this is the Supreme Court. Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. And I told you I was doing this documentary. It's about the war on drugs, N62528. So, Commissioner Harris, it's you and me, kid. Before you leave, we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. You go to Mayor Brandon Scott, you go to Faith Leach, she got this. Mayor Brandon Scott got this. Commissioner Harris, Commissioner Belfield, Commissioner Batts, Commissioner Davis, D'Souza, Ed Norris. I'm Shorty, and I might check the room. That's your police department. Michael Gauls. We talking about kidnapping by the state. All right? I gave you a yellow envelope when you came into town. I gave Commissioner Harrison a yellow envelope when he came into town. It was all about the corruption in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. Commissioner Harris didn't act on that information, and he had full knowledge. All right? That's the podcast, and I put it on the podcast. Governor Moore, exoneration, Supreme Court. All right? 3.2 million views on Google Maps. Right here. Misrepresentation of a felony and a federal crime in the U.S. The penalty is up to 3 years in prison and or payment of a fine. All right? If you had knowledge and didn't act on that knowledge, then that makes you guilty of that crime. That makes you guilty of that crime because you had knowledge and you didn't act on that knowledge. Part 3 is the shooting on Shannon Drive. We talking about the Criminal RICO Act. A person must engage in a pattern of racketeering and activities, and y'all are. You got Ivan Bates, you got Anthony Brown, you got the judges, the lawyers to reincarcerate Black Baltimore under the 13th Amendment. Reincarcerating or killing Black Baltimore. Like I said, black lives don't matter. Black money do. All right, that's the RICO Act. And that's Commissioner Harris. He received this June 1st, 2023. Westmore, Kwesi Mfume, Ben Cardin, the Department of Justice, Adrian Jones, Anthony Brown, Brandon Scott, County Executive, and President Joe Biden. Like I said, black lives don't matter, black money do. Y'all made me famous for toilets, so I'm gonna run with that. I'm gonna run with that. And that's Brooke Learman. I need an audit. I need an audit in 2023. This is going to Judge BEDAR. Like I said, this is going to Judge BEDAR. I'm going to show him I was making a documentary about your politics and about your politicians. Did you use a toilet today? Toilet don't care if you're black, white, straight, or gay. A toilet take your shit every day. It don't care if you're a politician or a poor person. Did you use a toilet today? Every day you use a toilet, you're going to start thinking about me. Every day you use a toilet, you're going to think about me, because these toilets are going to be all over Baltimore. This toilet is for sale. $50. $50 to raise the consciousness and awareness for the community to see the politicians that we got in office. They ain't worth the shit that they do. They're not worth it. The police department got a $500 million budget. The police department got a $500 million budget. I need an audit. Taxation without representation is a violation of my constitutional rights. I need an audit. $250 million intellectual property theft. I got 250 million reasons to keep shitting on you. Black lives don't matter. Black money do.